Okay, so this is Chalktalk16, Coach Finn coming at you. Getting to the end of our beginning of our offensive series. There'll be more to come as you guys start to fine-tune all of what we're going over to this point. This is going to be attacking half-court zone presses. It also says the same for three-quarter court presses. Because of the pace that the system plays at, and you're trying to grind out the other teams, they often won't, if you're really doing your job, they often won't want to full court press you also. So the full court press, while it can be a look here and there, and you need to know how to respond to it, they will tend to, if they're going to press you and give you different looks, they'll tend to get back into a three-quarter or half-court press. It gives them a little more breathing room. So in this example, but the same concepts apply whether you are going up against a full court press, three-quarter press, half-court press, or they're just in a zone where you're trying to get the ball into the middle of the floor or into the nose or in the middle of the key. And there's various ways of doing that. So let's say, for example, 4 comes in and we're playing defense, but we didn't step in, and one didn't step in front for the charge, so went in and had a tomahawk dunk. All right, well, now the ball goes out and we go into our approaches and the crowd's going wild. 4 is taking the ball out. Meanwhile, they're busting back to give us a different look. Something like this. All of a sudden you turn around and they're going into the J cut, 2's taking off the floor, 3's going up, 5's going up, and J cut, and nothing's in front, so and boop, there it is. So 4 comes in, and what happens is 3 continues down, 2 continues down, 5 continues down. Here's the evaluation point. In three-quarter or half-court traps, or even full-court traps, you're going to try to prevent of going here. We want to get the ball in the middle through pass or dribble penetration. We can fake like we're going in these areas, knowing we want to get here. But you want to stay away from dribbling into here. This is where nasty traps occur, right here in these corners, especially just over half-court, where you can't go back across the half-court line. That's no-no land. This is no-no land. Down here is no-no land. I'm making up a term. But we look at this, and they're active, and their hands are wide, and they're being loud. But we know what we're hunting for. And it comes down to, once again, what are our roles? 2's our preferred shooter. 1's a great ball handler. 4, in this case, is a good shooter, decent ball handler. 5 isn't really an outside shooter. They're more of our screener and offensive rebounder, like we all are. 3 hasn't shown they're a very good shooter. You know, just whatever the roles are. But in this case, 5 doesn't have very good ball handling skills. We know we want to get somebody to the middle. So you got to communicate. You got to know your team and who do we want in the middle. Because once we get the ball in the middle, it's like gangbusters. We are trying to get good shots and get them out of this zone and back into our pressing them. And it's all, again, it might be a little bit longer than your 12 seconds because you got to slow down and hunt for this middle a little bit. But you know, if you can get that good shot without a turnover within 15 to 20 seconds, we're in good shape. But in this case, 3, let's say 3 is the chosen one, the one that's a good ball handler, makes good decisions out of this group. So 3 says, I got middle, and 5 defers to them and comes over to here. Ultimately, what we're looking for is if 3 busts up into here, we want it there. Be careful on these throws, especially if it's down in the corner, because traps are nasty down in there. But the potential openings when you're here are there, preferably here, over there, or back to your what's called the lag pass. So let's see if 1 comes into here, all of a sudden 3 and 2 jump them, try to keep your dribble, keep it alive, or as they're coming at you, make the decision. Let's say 4 jumps here in front of them like they tried to, 5 tries to avoid that pass, and 2 backs down to where your options aren't there. So 3 is working hard to pin this guy. It's like being in the post and changing the position. 1 does a nice bounce pass back to 4, and quickly, boom, and then we're off and running. Or here, going all the way, or going in and out. 5 wouldn't be the chosen one, so if 5 got the ball, they might defer to 1 on a stop and pop, or driving all the way in. Or we know 2 is our preferred shooter, so 3 could go all the way if it's not there, but then pop out to there. That's how we break the press. Let me come back to 3 or 2 says I got middle. Let's say they're interchangeable. We're seeing the press, and 2 goes I got middle, and we've established that their role are fine in the middle. Coaches said that. So we are back into, we're recognizing the press. 5 is trying to take this away. And again, 5 just came over to this side because 2 is the one that we want in the middle. We don't want 5 in the middle in this particular group of 5 people. So let's say this happens where our passes aren't smart. So we go down here, but they work hard and they prevent it, and they jump in and they're preventing that long pass. They come over here, they could shift any way, any number of ways to kind of prevent things. Time is now starting to tick. So you don't have it, you can try to get in there through good penetration if you have the ball handling skills to do it, and you're smart, and then it's off to the races for our fast break, or getting into the last parts of our offense off of screens and penetration and getting into the middle and popping the ball out. But let's say they're doing such a good job that this one can't penetrate. This is all taken. We're down on time. The last thing is back to 1, who has our ball handler, to do whatever it takes to get into the middle through ball handling before the traps come. Okay, but ultimately attacking half-court zones, presses, or 3/4 if they're kind of down in this area, where you all of a sudden you just turn around and you know, they have different looks. You could see something like this. This is one that I've loved doing against teams. You could see something like this. 4 is inbound of the ball, and oh, what's going on here? Okay, 2 had busted up, but they're realizing it. 5 has gone down here with 3. Oh, what's going on? Hold the dribble. Hold the dribble. Let's hold on. Before we can pour gasoline on this fast break, we got to figure this thing out. We want to stay out of these zones. Let me show you quickly what happens in something like this. 1 will tend to try to bring you here, and then just as you're getting into those danger zones, 2 and 3 fire into here, 5 comes up here, and this jumps to the middle, and you get in a lot of trouble with that kind of motion. So you got to be smart to realize that there's some danger trying to get us into these zones, so we want to stay away with it, keeping our dribble. 4 stays back on the lag, 1's trying to do their thing to press them over here. But let's say again, 2, I got middle, 5 would fill out over here. We're trying to establish that, imagine that cup around our guy. And then our options again are, let's say, what's open here? A ball fake. Ball fakes are huge. You want a ball fake away from where you're actually seeing the opening. So you ball fake here and boom, and you're off and going. Or let's say they had that covered, that's covered, and you see it over here, you're going to ball fake middle and go over there, okay? Let's say they're good enough to drop back. Now we're getting to this swing thing where we've posted them up and there, you know, so those are the ways to break these things and how we want to do it. Okay.